Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen, Allincrypto here, and welcome back, guys, for what is going to be nothing short of another jam-packed daily market update with yours truly. As always, we have a hell of a lot to get into, and we are going to be starting the video off with a little bit of BlackRock news. We're going to be taking a look at just how much Bitcoin BlackRock bought yesterday. They continue to garner their hoard. It's not just BlackRock, it's most large institutions around the world right now are gaining exposure to Bitcoin, whilst retail largely doesn't care. And this is where we get the term dumb and smart money from. It's typically institutions that are more informed money, and retail is typically what you call dumb money. I'm part of retail as well. I don't trade for an institution. And that's what this channel is all about, helping people get on the right side of the markets, get on the right side, get on the side of smart money. And that's why we are a technical analyst, because we believe we can spot footprints in the sands in regards to what these institutions are doing. Certainly with Bitcoin, that's become very fruitful, and the altcoin market is ready to explode, ladies and gentlemen. We released 5 altcoins yesterday that we thought were going to do very well. They were just 5 of many that we were showing you have technically broken out into uptrends. The space as a whole generally has. So we'll be starting the video off there. Then we're going to be looking at something really interesting in regards to election contributions in 2024. Nearly half of the election contributions have came from cryptocurrency firms. We'll be looking at a very ironic, typical Bitcoin maxi tweet in regards to Bitcoin solves every single problem that's ever faced humanity. Because I feel it's important to keep people level-headed in regards to Bitcoin. It doesn't solve everything. I also don't think it's the road to freedom. I think if it was, they wouldn't have allowed it to survive. But we'll be talking about that. It's always a very polarizing topic to bring up. But I want to bring it up just as much just because it is important to keep people level-headed, at least offer an alternative argument to the kind of Bitcoin maxi fairy tale, how many chairs are you sat on argument. Then we've got news out of Russia. So Russia are about to launch 2 cryptocurrency exchanges, more liquidity for the space as a whole. It could have ramifications in regards to regulations. And also, allegedly from WatcherGuru, I don't know how true this is, set to open up a stablecoin linked to the yuan and the BRICS currency. Not sure how true that is. Obviously, you've got Jackson Hole today. And then we'll be looking at the dollar, which is very much signaling what's going to come out of Jackson Hole in regards to confirmed rate cuts, so on and so forth. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive into the video. And to kick things off, let us dive over to what we promised to start the video off on, and that is news out of BlackRock. So BlackRock ETF bought 1,240 BTC yesterday, almost 3 days of mined supply. Bitcoin is being taken off the table faster than it is being mined right now, ladies and gentlemen. Please go and watch yesterday's video. We spoke about the major opportunity that Bitcoin miners are presenting. In fact, in the Patreon, we have a miner that we think is going to do a 24x. That's altcoin-like returns for a stock. And actually, the mining sector generally, I will do a longer video on it, is going to do very well just off the Bitcoin narrative. But also, we're now seeing this kind of AI narrative. We looked at VanEck's Hedge of Digital Assets talking about that. Do go and watch that video. But BlackRock continues to garner their supply of Bitcoin. And it's not just BlackRock, it's everybody. Even El Salvador continued to adding to their hoard. I think there was a wealth fund or a sovereign wealth fund actually that bought a little bit of Bitcoin. It was like $27 worth of Bitcoin for every citizen in its nation. I'll have to find out what country that is. Maybe I'll report back to you guys on that by the end of the video. But everybody institutionally is buying Bitcoin. Meanwhile, retail, this is Google searches over the past 5 years for crypto. Look at where this is, ladies and gentlemen. The interest from institutions does not reflect the sort of, or retail interest doesn't reflect the positivity from institutions. This is where the term smart and dumb money comes from. We want everybody to be on the side of smart money. This is why we're a technical analyst, because we believe we can spot their footprints in the sand and get you guys on the right side of the markets. And if you look at when we got back into the crypto space, yeah, for altcoins, it's been a turbulent ride, but they haven't given ground from when we got back into the market in 2023. Portfolio is still up. Yes, they've taken a little bit longer. They've been accumulating for a little bit longer. The anomaly here is that Bitcoin has gone further than it typically does. Altcoins are basically perfectly where they are in regards to Bitcoin's 4-year cyclical cycles. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Sol gone a little bit higher due to institutional involvement. But our time is coming, ladies and gentlemen. So retail participation is literally at a very low point. Now, this is Google searches. Google searches are a great barometer for retail interest because it is the largest search engine in the world. Now, I guarantee if I look at Google Trends for stuff like adult content, it's up and to the right. It's probably at all-time highs right now. So people would rather jerk off than change their and their families' lives through investing in a technological revolution, an entirely new paradigm in regards to money itself via Bitcoin. And the space more broadly, we're now finding that there's a lot of use cases of distributed ledgers that are going to fundamentally change the world. Distributed ledgers are going to be the backbone of tomorrow's economy, tomorrow's social interactions, everything, guys. AI, everything. The systems, basic systems, accounting systems, and people don't care right now. But that's a good thing for me and you, perhaps not for the masses. We've got some really interesting news. This is very interesting. So this is from Walter Bloomberg. Nearly half of all corporate election contributions in 2024 have come from the crypto sector. Axios notes blockchain companies have supplied 48% of the $248 million of corporate money donated to influence federal elections this cycle, according to Public Citizens. Now, this is very interesting. Because it puts a bit of a... We've seen, okay, now this might explain why we're getting a Crypto for Harris campaign now, why Trump's perhaps been as forthcoming for it as he has. Donors affect, and even Trump said this himself, I think it was in a Hillary debate, he's very good. I think he's a very funny guy to watch in regards to... He knows how to work a crowd brilliantly, truly brilliantly. Donors affect future policy, and the fact that the cryptocurrency sector has donated as much as it has is perhaps a bullish sign. It's also an ironic sign in regards to this industry really came about to sort of remove ourselves from the corrupt institutions and constitution that is currently in place in the form of governments, and now we're sort of cozying on up to it. That's how the game goes, ladies and gentlemen. It's why we don't like comments like this. Donald Trump, the average American, has been squeezed by the big banks and financial elites. Bitcoin is the exit. Is it? Is it really? I don't believe that. You're still going to have to pay taxes. You're still going to have to do all of this stuff. I think Bitcoin answers many problems out there, but we should be very skeptical in regards to the origins of Bitcoin and the true intent behind it. It's no coincidence that the old system was dying. It really properly started to show its cracks in 2008, and Bitcoin comes out of the woodworks and has been a perfect success since then. And if you study history, you'll know that people that have tried to break away from that control, they don't typically do too well in the form of creating their own currencies and moving away from this kind of global system that is controlled. They don't do too well at all. And why would they allow Bitcoin to survive if it's the road to freedom for every single human being? They wouldn't, is my opinion. But I could be entirely mistaken. I suppose maybe I should be a little bit more optimistic. I am very optimistic about the future. And actually technology, I think there's some negatives, but generally very optimistic about a lot of things. I just don't think Bitcoin is this kind of... I think it suits the Bitcoin maxis who hold Bitcoin to push a kind of... no disrespect to Bitcoin Archive, by the way. It brings some great news, but generally Bitcoin maxis, I think, are off kilt with a lot of the comments that they make. Like Michael Saylor's, how many chairs are you sat on? You're all in on that one chair, so that's Bitcoin. Well, you sit on multiple chairs throughout a day. But I digress, guys. Very interesting, very ironic that some other interesting news is the fact that Russia launches crypto exchange and BRICS stablecoin. I don't know, other than Watcher Guru, no one has really reported on the yuan, and which is of course the currency of China, and BRICS currency being a stablecoin. No one's reported on that yet, although perhaps it's not just the Watcher Guru, there's many. So this is very interesting. It's more liquidity for the crypto space, and they are opening up 2 crypto exchanges. It's liquidity into the space. So take your political views out of it and just look at it from an investment point of view. There could be a lot of negative ramifications for this, because ultimately, how is the West going to react to that? And liquidity coming from, in Russia's case, a sanctioned area. Very interesting, and there's going to be some things that come out of this, perhaps not all positive. Here's everything to expect from the Fed's Chair Powell's speech Friday at Jackson Hole. So Jerome Powell speaking today is going to give a lot of forward guidance on the economy along with other central bankers. The dollar's telling us everything that we need to know. This is broken since we looked at this pattern. We have a target of it coming down here. Again, we're seeing everyone now start to talk about the ramifications of the dollar, the Dixie and its strength with risk markets. We've been talking about it for a long time. It's very much playing out, and we're positioned for what's to come. We're getting a lot of confirmation that it is indeed to come. So that is it from me, ladies and gentlemen. We've covered quite a lot in this update. because there's always a lot to cover. Even though on the surface it seems like a lackluster time for the crypto space, there's always a hell of a lot to cover. One thing that we haven't done, which we should do, is take a quick look at Bitcoin, see how it's doing. Still very much in its broadening channel. And you are going to break out of this and see accumulation. This is just a pullback in what is a broader uptrend. You know, if we look at something like Total 2, for example, we have a $3.8 trillion target for this. So it was nearly a 4x at the low here. It's now 3.7x or something like that. Also, when we look at others, very bullish on others, very bullish on the space as a whole. You've got lots of altcoins that have broken out, doing textbook retests, and ultimately are destined for higher prices. Some of them actually broken out into new all-time highs. If you look at something like Fetch, came back for a retest from the point of where it breaks, and he's ready for that continuation. Something like Solana, we're very bullish on. It's a great time that we have ahead of us, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll keep you up to date on all the latest and greatest things happening within the crypto space every single day here on the channel. Make sure you smash that like and subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next one, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next.